am a deep thinker, often overthinking problems with the simplest solutions. I'm growing up in a society where one goes to school for 12 years to learn about the past, how to better communicate with other humans, and how I can shape this world's future. This is a pretty average experience for an American child these days. But I believe that there is not proof to what they call evidence, that there is not proof of what they are teaching us in schools. We have manufactured math, and we've assembled sciences, and we've even conceived languages. I accept this to be true, but we get caught up in thinking a lot. We have ideas of how vast the universe is, even though it's not a provable theory, along with the fact that the idea of the universe is bewildering, extending far beyond the human mind's capacity of comprehension. For thousands of years, we have tried to come up with reasons for things that we just don't know, that we just can't prove. And some people say that math and sciences are the only feasible thoughts. We rely on them immensely, but we get so caught up on what's going on in the world around us that we've gone mad trying to come up with explanations to why trees grow and why humans do what they do, when I don't believe that there is a reason for everything. Every time that you are asking a question, you are just further extending the thinking process. We have developed and have nurtured our minds to the point to where we are addicted to reasoning, to where we can't stop. And like I said, I believe that there doesn't need to be a reason, and I feel that we need to let it go. What would happen if all we know, that all we have proved was really incorrect? It might be justified because we rely on it daily, but we also rely on monumental lies such as gossip and rumors. One thing I know for certain is creativity. It isn't genetic or a trait adapted over time. It is something we have all experienced. I have experienced creativity to the point where I can no longer comprehend something and my mind just goes black. Despite that, we sit in school all day and we learn facts that aren't even necessarily true or provable. They're teaching us a made-up way to communicate, and that the language of math has crazy random rules. So why do we quarrel on what can't be proved to extremes like religion? Another thing that I personally know for certain is what I call fate. That everything happens for a reason, but not everything has a reason. Fate has played a very big part in my life as well as yours. At a young age, my parents divorced, and this ended up affecting me later on. Because my parents both worked full-time, I had a lot of alone time, but instead of calling it alone time, I called it creative time. And in this creative time, I taught myself at the age of 5 how to read, write, multiply, and divide. Unfortunately, the person who got me through some of my tough experiences when I was younger passed away unexpectedly when I was 8. My grandma. She was my best friend, my one supporter, my #1 fan, my cheerleader. And unfortunately, on that day that I lost her unexpectedly, I lost a big part of my childhood. Because I relied on my grandma so much, I had to grow even more responsibility, and I had to learn how to cook and clean and teach myself how to do that math problem I could not do on my math homework, because I haven't always had someone who was there for me. At the young age of 8, that happened to me. And the one thing that I regret the most missing in my childhood is that magic I once felt with my grandma. That magic I once felt when I wandered through the woods hoping that the birds would talk to me like those in the Disney princess movies. I've had a lot of life-influencing moments in my childhood, but if those things didn't happen to me, I wouldn't be who I am today. You can always regret what you've done in the past, but you can't change it. It has become part of your fate. Just like what has happened in my past experiences are reflected into my current self. Sometimes I can feel insecure and unsure of myself and the choices I've made. But I know that those thoughts, just those thoughts, are shaping my fate to make a hopefully positive future. And although I do regret missing a significant part of my childhood, I have grown from it. It has been beneficial to me. I learned independence, self-sufficiency, self-initiative, and most of all, I learned how to love myself. Within my past experiences, there are details that I share with no one. But without those details, my past, present, and future would be extremely different. The one thing that I find most interesting about fate is the exact science it comes down to. If I wasn't just raising my hand right now on this stage, in this exact spot, I might grow up to be a hobo. But since I did just raise my hand in this exact spot at this exact time, let's hope that I don't. Remember that every word and every syllable counts. Walk on, because without doing so, you are stuck in your troubled past. Fate is inevitable, and it will produce someone who is uniquer than you can ever imagine. As one of my favorite quotes reads, "If the ending is not happy, it is not the end." Thank you.